Seah.
Hi.
Who is your favourite character from the Clone Wars Season 1, Episode 19?
Ahsoka this time. We've gone back for Ahsoka because she's got such an arc this episode where she kind of has this like barreling in, being all overconfident thing, and then she gets humbled very, very quickly in quite a dramatic, nasty way for a child to be humbled. Let's just remember she's a child.
Let's always come back to that.
And then she gets that push from Anakin again to, no, you can do this, and off you go. Yeah, so she goes on a journey, so that's why I went there. Branwen.
Yes.
Who's your favourite character from the Clone Wars Season 1, Episode 19?
Martuk.
Nice.
Because I just love seeing a Nemoidian that was a bit clever. You know, he's quite smart. And I loved his headgear and his whole, weird look, which we can talk about.
He does have a good look.
You're listening to Sisters of the Force, a Star Wars podcast with me, Branwen.
And me, Seah. Hello.
We talk about all sorts of Star Wars things, but this week we are wrapping up Season 1 of the Clone Wars. We're covering an amazing arc about Ryloth, which is really exciting, and then a one-off finale episode.
Yes.
And we have a very special guest with us.
Yay!
Hi, Amanda. Welcome to Sisters of the Force.
Hi.
It's lovely to be here.
We've been chatting to you on and off for a very long time, and finally we have you.
You're here. You're here with a fantastic background. I'm loving all of your Star Wars background that's going on.
Thank you. Yeah.
Audio medium, but I can admire it while we record.
Just imagine it. I'm in my own Barbie Star Wars galaxy.
It's great. Flawless, no notes.
Yeah, you've got beautiful gold stars, and then there's Star Wars is a New Republic symbol.
Yes.
I had more they're wooden cutout symbols that I've covered in paint and then covered in more glitter, and they were all up the walls.
Okay, straight away. I just found out some super exciting stuff that I'd forgotten or didn't know that you were part of. So tell us about Fulcrum Fashions that you did.
Yeah, so I was running it. I was looking at it yesterday. So I started Fulcrum Fashions. It was way before lockdown. I think we're looking at 2018.
Wow.
And I ran that for probably about 5 years. So yeah, there's a few pieces of my Star Wars jewelry floating around, and every now and then when I pop to a con, I get recognised and people will come up and show me what they're wearing.
That's so cool.
Which is still lovely.
Yeah.
Because it started from a selfish place of there was nothing being produced here in the UK.
Yeah.
You had Her Universe was just starting out, but you couldn't get hold of it.
And still can't, from what I can tell.
Yeah, you can't really. They get very few items are made under UK license.
Right.
So she can't sell it here. You have to buy it direct from America and import, which I have done. Yeah. But it's normally twice the price when you get the customs charges on top. So it came out of a selfish place of there was nothing really on the market that was girly and Star Wars. And I went, so I started making bits and bobs for myself. And then people were like, oh, I really like that. Could you make me one? And it just kind of went on from there. And it was really lovely when I opened my Etsy because I had customers already waiting for everything to go up. So it was really nice. Hopefully it will come back. But I was diagnosed with cancer a few years ago. I think we were talking 4 years ago. And it kept me going throughout that. But afterwards, it's just kind of died off. It's just too much
it's a lot to do.
It's so much responsibility. And I take everything very personally because if I'm sending someone something, I don't want them to be disappointed.
Yeah.
And we've had massive issues with Royal Mail losing things. Yeah, it was more stress. The enjoyment came out of it. It became very, very stressful because you are relying on other people to get, you know, these pieces either across the ocean or, around the UK. And they just weren't arriving. So I just ended up knocking it on the head because I'm always sending out 2 or 3 parcels to the same customer. So
that's such a pain, isn't it?
Yeah, that and Etsy's charges just
they went up.
They take about 30% off all the everything you sell. So yeah. Not ideal, but hopefully it will come back. I've still got plenty of stock. So at some point...
Cool.
Well, you've got 2 customers here, for sure.
At some point, I'm definitely considering taking it out on the road.
Yeah.
We currently don't have a car at the moment, but at some point I'd love to take it back out to Comic Cons, because for me, that was the best enjoyment, is seeing people react to it like in real time, or come up to you and be like, oh, I bought something from you last time, and that was really, really lovely.
Sia and I went to Force Fest last weekend. Can't even tell. And like, there felt like there was a gap. I feel like I was looking for your stall, you know?
Yeah, definitely.
Like, there are a few pieces, but...
Oh, that's lovely. Yeah, I've had a few people say that, like, when they've seen me at con, they're like, oh, is your store here? And I'm like, unfortunately not. No. So there does seem to be something missing, because again, they might make sci-fi themed jewelry in the States. They just won't grant the licenses for the UK and the EU. So we're constantly missing out.
That's true.
So tell us about Star Wars generally with you. How did you get into it? When did you get into it?
So Star Wars for me started off with my obsession of Indiana Jones.
Ah, cool.
I remember being quite little, always watching Indiana Jones with my dad, and kind of wanting to be the damsel in distress, because at that point, they did seem quite cool.
Yeah.
However, he was sat one afternoon watching another film, and I saw Han Solo, and I was like, I know him. I'll watch this. And I can remember just seeing Princess Leia completely handle everything herself. Boss the guys around and went, no, that's who I want to be.
That's better,
That's who I want to be.
That's the one.
Because yes, she was in distress, but she saves herself. And she's just as glamorous, but she's got way more attitude than any of the women in Indiana Jones. So.
Definitely.
She kind of was the one that started it for me, because seeing that, I probably was only about 7 or 8, seeing that at that age. And I had always adored She-Ra, Thundercats, that kind of thing. But I'd only ever seen those kind of women in cartoon. I'd never seen anything like that in live action. So Carrie for me will always be the reason I fell in love with Star Wars.
Nice.
That's so awesome. I love that.
That is great.
Okay, we've got 4 packed episodes of Clone Wars to get through.
Very busy episodes.
So we better get on it.
Before we start, Amanda, do you have a favourite character from episode 19?
See, I would say Ahsoka as well, because it's the amount of growth she has in this episode. This is a real make or break moment for her. And it's just, you see how everyone treats her, and also then how she gains respect towards the end of the episode as well. So huge arc.
Huge arc for Ahsoka. What's another one in for my tally chart?
Yeah, this is quite a heavy episode. Like you say, you both picked Ahsoka, and she does have this massive learning experience, and she has to grow really quickly. I feel like it's like a really big character arc in a very short amount of time.
I don't think I've ever had a day at work like that, where you've had to, you've epically failed, and then back on it straight away. She didn't get any chance to kind of digest it.
No, and the stakes are so high here. And, such losses in her first run out. So this is Storm over Ryloth. It's the first of a trilogy about Ryloth, which is partly why you're on here, Amanda, because I think you chose this as a
subject.
As a big Rebels fan, as I know you are, then this feels like an origin story for Hera, really, in a way.
It is, totally. I mean, who knew that, after Clone Wars, what would come out of it?
So good. But this first episode is like the intro. It's the above the planet. I love how they do this in the Clone Wars within arcs. They often show you these different stages of war. So we've got this kind of blockade, and how do we get through the blockade so that we can then go on in the next 2 episodes to rescue, the refugees and all of that stuff. So this is the space one, and it was a big space battle, like 2 big space battles.
Loads going on.
This is one of the episodes where I always go, if they were going to remake like live action ones.
Yeah.
2 out of the 4 we watched, I would totally watch in live action, like put it in the IMAX. The space battles just were so good in them.
Yeah.
Yeah, and I mean, the visuals are always incredible in Lucasfilm animation. It's just mind-boggling.
Yeah.
Filoni and Gilroy talked a bit about the fact that, oh, by the way, I always go that extra geek level. And on YouTube, they've got all the little behind-the-scenes featurettes that used to be on the DVDs.
Oh, yeah, fab.
So I've been watching them, and there's some good nuggets. Yeah, Filoni and Gilroy were talking about the casualties of war, which this really shows. We lose pretty much an entire squadron in a very short space of time.
We lose Axe.
Yeah, just getting to know him.
Yeah, and he's gone.
I had to kind of rewind it, and I'm like, is that? Because often there'll be a hero clone, out of the batch of clones that you get in this particular episode. There'll often be one that makes it through. But
it's very hard hitting, because I like the way they make sure they introduce them all by name when they're given their call signs, and that immediately like humanizes them, makes you realize, they are all equally important.
Yeah,
they're not like the clankers.
Or like stormtroopers. Stormtroopers never get named, do they?
Exactly. No, not like stormtroopers. They just get a number. So they're so clever how they write it, and they just put these little things in there, and it just plants those seeds that every single one of those gave themselves a name, or were given it by their brothers, and they were just wiped out within seconds.
Yeah.
So
horrible. We get an incredible line right at the beginning when Ahsoka's off on her mission, which is, did you train her not to follow orders?
Yeah, I wrote that down. I wrote that one down as well. It's like underline.
Yeah. Because
so funny.
She does kind of come from the Anakin school of, I'm going to do this my way.
Exactly. And the other one I wrote down was when she turns around to him, she goes, "Cool your jets, Admiral."
Yeah.
And I thought that's such an Anakin thing to say as well.
To Admiral Yularen, he's like, he's not a small contender in the Republic. He's a big guy, and cool your jets. I love it.
Great.
So Martuk, right?
Yes. Tell me about Martuk.
Plunkett, the designer, he was like, we wanted Mick Jagger meets Donald Rumsfeld, which
great.
I was trying to find a way to describe his look, because he has got this really distinctive face. He's a lot sort of skinnier looking than like Newt Gunray and the others, who are a bit more, maybe a bit more, not human exactly, but their proportions are a bit more human. Whereas he's got this, he's almost like one of the Moon, the banking clan. He's got quite a narrow face.
He is quite narrow, isn't he?
But it is about his lips. And I was loving his skin texture, like from an animation standpoint. He's really, you just see this like weird detail of Nemoidians, which you get with the live action ones, but there's something awesome about the way they do it in animation.
Yeah.
I noted that he has like a really distinctive silhouette as well, which we've talked about a few times on the pod.
Yes.
Which is I think that's a George Lucasism
design thing.
He's always like Yoda, Darth Vader. They've all just got such distinctive silhouettes. Yeah. And Martuk could have been just another Nemoidian, but they decided to make him very unique, which I loved.
I'm just flicking through to find my picture of him so I can remind myself what he looks like having him.
I can't remember his exact look, but he sounds like a vampire.
Yeah, he does.
He also looks a little bit more regal as well, isn't he?
Yes.
He's
got a different hat.
Like in control and
yeah.
So he's dealing with Wat Tambor, like they're kind of collaborating on this Ryloth blockade.
Wat Tambor is just Emperor Zurg from Toy Story, right?
Pretty much.
I mean, the DNA test hasn't been proven. They're definitely related somehow.
Yeah.
There's an election going on, a by-election in Clacton, or going to be, isn't there? Because of this whole Farage thing. And not going to get into politics, but his opponent, I can't remember his name, but he's
Count
like...
Binface.
Count
Binface. Is that another Wat Tambor cosplayer? I don't know. He's got like the same big triangle.
Similar,
like rectangle head.
He is a cosplayer in his spare time. Let's put it that way.
Yeah.
You just know. He probably walks around in an epic Darth Vader costume, but professionally, where's it been?
So Wat Tambor, I mean, we should really be talking about Martuk, but Wat Tambor comes up again and again in this arc.
He's in this arc,
He's a great example of like a character that just had one line in, is it Attack of the Clones? I think he says one thing. And he does the thing where he adjusts his voice translator thing with the little burbly sound design, which I think in the captions, I was watching it with captions on, it said something about burbling, droid burbling or something.
Yeah, it did.
The noise that he makes. I didn't realise he was voiced by Ben Burtt originally in Attack of the Clones.
Oh, was he?
Which totally scans, because I think Ben Burtt edited Attack of the Clones, maybe, as well as sound design. Like, Ben Burtt is just
all over it.
Basically Star Wars, in a person.
He's all over
But Matt Wood said, because he'd worked with Ben Burtt so much over the years, he was like, I think I can have a go at this. So
I can be this character.
He took over What Tamble really well. I wouldn't have noticed the difference.
Great.
Really, I know it's a very processed voice. Amanda, we get very geeky into sound here, because both Seah and I are like sound people. And
I've always think it's so fascinating how they choose the voices for the characters.
Yeah.
It feels very organic, but it does come from some strange places sometimes. Wow. You're just like, okay, that's how you got there.
Yeah, every time I read an anecdote about Ben Burtt, I've just recently bought, there's a book called The Sounds of Star Wars, which is amazing. It comes with a little audio player that you can plug your headphones into and listen to each one. They're like numbered in the book. And every story you read is like, oh my God, how the journey that Ben Burtt went through.
Yeah.
And I think with Star Wars as well, you often get the fact that it's a voice actor who's making some decisions. And that very often is a supervising sound editor or something as well, because they often do end up doing the characters. But then you've also got what they do to the voices afterwards. And sometimes they use pitch changes and things like that. And sometimes with the droids, they often use these things called ring modulators, which is what the Daleks in Doctor Who It kind of makes the voice sound less human, more electronic somehow.
Yeah, it's all fun.
Talking of droids, we had a little 2-1B, like the medical droid, which they keep popping up in different places. I always love seeing them.
He's a medical
She was looking
droid.
After Anakin. Yeah, it was touch and go for Anakin for a little while.
It was indeed. He had a very, very risky plan going on.
Yeah. What, his plan to fly, single-handedly fly the Defender, just sacrifice a cruiser.
Yeah.
It was just the way he kind of stood there, so like stoic when it was just heading. You're like, get off, like just go.
Get off.
I would have been long gone.
What are you doing?
But when you're like, your getaway vehicle is just an escape pod, I mean, that's a big risk on its own. It doesn't have much. I think it just has a couple of thrusters and that's it, isn't it? You're kind of just stranded.
Yeah.
He's got so much faith in Ahsoka though, and that's what gives her confidence back after this massive mess up.
Another beautiful thing about the Clone Wars, that if you don't watch the Clone Wars, if you just watch the films, the Anakin's arc in the Clone Wars is so interesting.
Yeah.
And you just see that, you would never see this side of him in movies. There just isn't enough time.
There isn't enough time, and he's just a little bit annoying.
Clone Wars for me has always added to the trilogy.
Yeah.
When you just watch the movies, Anakin's arc seems quite extreme as well. You add Clone Wars into it, you kind of go,
you can kind of see where he's coming from.
That's why you chose the dark side.
Yeah.
Because there's so much more nuance involved than just the fact he wanted to save Padme. He was also witnessing where the Jedi were going wrong constantly.
Yeah.
And you can see why that was also causing resentment, because there were a lot of choices where the Republic probably could have won the war, but it wasn't the Jedi way. So
they didn't. Yeah. Yeah,
I love how the writers have leaned into that in writing the because they could have just written a load of fun battles, but every episode has some like you say, it fleshing out, building on and expanding on what we already knew, which is really cool, as well as introducing loads of new stuff.
What I liked about this episode was the difference between Rex and Ahsoka, because having seen all of these stories again and again, we know by series 7 that Rex and Ahsoka are inseparable, and there's such a bond there. But he was so dismissive of her mistake.
Yeah,
he was really there was something in what he didn't say. You could feel the hurt, and again, it's really clever writing. He didn't go to her, he didn't console her at all.
No.
He was just giving her orders. It wasn't until towards the end where things were changing, then he seemed to respect her. So I thought that was really interesting, because you do forget that she's had to I mean, she's what, 14?
She's a kid. She's a child.
She's having to earn the respect of these grown men.
Yeah.
And I know some people argue, the clones are only like 10 years old or something because of their aging process. But
they are still,
but they are still
adults,
grown men. Yeah. And, they're having to report to her.
Yeah.
And she is having to earn that from them. And losing a whole squadron, that's not going to help.
No. Not at all.
But she steps up. The plan that she strategizes with the tilting the cruiser thing, I'd forgotten that this was in not the very first, but like some of the original expanded universe novels back in the 90s. In Heir to the Empire, Admiral Thrawn, who was a character that we never thought we'd get in the Disney canon, but has re-emerged. He is like the arch villain of those books, and he did that same strategy. So the writers have given that to Ahsoka, which everybody knows Thrawn is like an incredible strategist. So to have Ahsoka doing that is a really strong story point for her, for her to come up with a kind of slightly off the charts plan that definitely makes Rex, and I can't remember who the other clone is on the bridge, but it's pretty bold, a bold move, but it pays off. I love the way Yularen comes in and like speaks up for her. The Yularen kind of breaks my heart because he always seems like a really great guy in Clone Wars, but then he ends up as part of the ISB. He's just like the worst.
Yeah.
Again, I feel like there could be a spin-off series and find out, what changed.
What happened
with him. Yeah.
Because, like you said, he's always seemed to be, especially in the earlier series of like Clone Wars, you always see him rooting for the good guys. It said he'll have Ahsoka's back. He takes the clone side. So what changed?
What was going on with you? Yeah.
Was it money? Did they pay better? What was it?
Yeah, I wonder what it was.
Radicalization. I mean, the Empire was very, very good at that. Yeah.
I love right at the end of this, we've got Obi-Wan beaming in just to be a sasspot, just for a second. He beams in hologram form to sass them all and then goes away again.
Which leads us nicely on to episode 20.
The next episode!
Which is much more Kenobi-centric, which we love. Do you love a bit of Kenobi? Innocence of Ryloth, episode 20. Seah, did you have a favourite character?
Obviously.
I don't even know what I'm asking, to be honest. Another Obi-Wan.
Yes.
Is this the one where we had this like really dramatic overhead shot of him doing a flip?
Yes. We had
so wild.
We had some incredible shots of him this one. We've got a dramatic overhead shot of him doing a flip. We've also got a smash zoom, one of those zooms on him.
Yeah.
We haven't had a smash zoom for a while. I think it's fitting that it's on Obi-Wan.
He gets one in this and I love it. Yeah, no. I nearly went for Waxer actually, but Obi-Wan cinched it.
Yeah.
And do you know what it was? It was the shot of him holding Numa as they come out of the thing. And I was like, that's it. That's it.
Oh my God. It's all over. Amanda, who is your favourite character in Innocence of Ryloth?
Mine is Numa.
Yeah.
Has to be Numa. I think she's very courageous and brave. She's in a terrible situation and the way she seeks out help. And again, the writing is brilliant because they really understood how a child that age would maybe act. They could have written it where it was a bit more like she was thinking like a grown-up, but no, they kept how they animated her, her body language, her speech was all kept very, very childlike, and I think that makes the episode really hard-hitting.
Yes.
I normally get quite upset watching this episode.
It is quite hardcore.
Yeah, it is really hardcore.
They said that Stuart Lee, who's one of the regular parts of the Clone Wars team, he wasn't directly involved. Like, it's directed by Justin Ridge and Randy Stradley and Henry Gilroy wrote it. But they gave that scene with Boyle and Waxer when they first meet Numa to him because he was a father, because I don't think many of the team were fathers at that point. And so it's the perfect scene for a father to write. It's just heartbreaking the way that they they're a bit dismissive of her at first, but then she just wins them over, as she wins everybody over.
Well, I think they're so used to rocking up on different planets and seeing war that you almost become hardened to it. But this episode makes you see it through a child's eyes, and this always hits so hard for me. I'm like, this is a kid's cartoon, but this is really communicating what it would be like to be a refugee and get left with nothing.
Yeah.
The use of twi'lek language in this, I really love the way that they drop that. And they use that as like the hook of the episode, where it ends with Kenobi explaining what Nera Nera means, which if you're not crying by that point, then I don't know what you're doing.
Yeah. As soon as he says it, you are,
I think having watched these episodes again, obviously Kenobi reveals what it means at the end. But when you know from the get-go, as soon as she sees them when they take off their helmets, she calls them it. It's like, it's so lovely.
It's beautiful.
It is. My note with the taking off the helmets was that Boyle has incredible facial hair that I haven't seen on a on a clone.
It's pretty rocky.
It's great.
They must just have like endless like brainstorming sessions.
How do we make this clone
to
look
like
different?
each time there's a new clone. What can we do to this one?
I just think some of them must have impressive grooming kits at this stage, though, like in their knapsack that they're taking with them. You know, with designer stubble, that takes some sort of maintenance when you're out. So on tour, having a beauty regime. I'm really impressed with some of these clothes.
So good.
This was apparently one of the first episodes where they had an alien species, the twi'leks, which we've already seen before, but we've never seen so many of them at this point. And Filoni talked about the fact that they were able to, for the first time, make the crowds of aliens very diverse and give them all different physical builds and different facial structures and stuff within an alien species that have a stereotypical thing. And usually in the movies and even in live action, you might get one or two of an alien. But in the animated series, they had that freedom. And this is a real turning point episode for that, where there's just loads of different types of twi'leks everywhere. And by the way, I meant to mention last episode, Anakin called them twi'leks. And I've always pondered that. And it's a whole thing of like, how do you pronounce? But then I've heard more people on average say twi'lek. So.
I used to say twi'lek until chatting to you.
Yeah, twi'lek or twi'lek, isn't it? And it's, I've always said twi'lek. I don't know if that's a British thing, because I've heard more Americans say twi'lek.
So
I don't know, but it's like with Han and Han.
It
changes throughout. It changes throughout the episode. So I'd literally sit on the fence and say both of them have got to be correct. They're both in Star Wars. It's just whatever one you prefer, I guess.
Whichever one rolls off your tongue better.
I've heard on. I listened to Pod of Rebellion, which is like the Rebels Rewatch podcast. And Tia Serkar and Taylor Gray were talking about, because they were new to Star Wars when they got cast, and they were talking about how when they were in the studio in the first few episodes and ongoing with Filoni, and there'd be a new Star Wars word, and they'd always say, Dave, how do we pronounce this? And he's like, how do you want to pronounce it? And then you just let them do that. And so he's very much of that thing of like different people in the galaxy use different ways of saying things, which is true.
We mispronounce stuff all the time. You know, I can think of lots of names of countries that we might not say correctly. We definitely don't say it how they would say it in some languages. So I guess it's a huge galaxy. It's going to be a learning curve.
There's
whether
going to be
you're using the right term.
So is this the first time we ever saw Ryloth? I feel like it might have been. I don't know.
It's a very beautiful, it's really sad at how battle-torn it's looking, but I do know that it's a really beautiful place.
Yeah, that was another thing in the behind the scenes. They talked about desaturating the landscapes intentionally to show the desolation and how Numa then pops because she's this bright colour, which I didn't realise at the time, but only this morning I was rereading through my notes and I thought about Schindler's List, which is black and white. But occasionally you see the girl in the red dress, I think, if my memory serves, which is, again, it's a child, it's that innocence thing, and it's also hope in children. And that colour kind of gives you that hope. And Numa is a very, Numa, oh my gosh, here we go again. She's another like character that brings you that hope. And as you were saying when you were describing why you picked her, Amanda, like we're seeing it through a child's eyes. And so she really stands out in the colour scheme of this episode. We're getting really into visual.
Yeah, because I think it's interesting because, like you said, when they're panning across the landscape and you're seeing all the dead trees and then you're seeing like all the decimation of like their town and everything. whenever you then see the twi'leks, they are all quite bright and colourful, which is kind of showing you that, you know, there's a stark difference. So without the war, this would have been a bright, colourful, thriving planet. So it's a very hard watch, this episode. I mean, I've always had a soft spot for twi'leks as well. So seeing a child twi'lek was like, these, I think, other than Grogu, probably the first time I watched Star Wars and felt very like maternal and protective. Like nothing can happen to this child, otherwise wax her and boil. I will deal with this. Like, you have to guard her.
Is this the first time we've met a Twi'lek child then?
I believe so.
Okay.
Pre this point, I think we'd only really seen Bib Fortuna and Ula, the dancing girl.
Didn't we have the pod racing Twi'leks as well? There was a set of twins.
Yes.
And then we would have had, I can't remember her name, even though she's on my shirt, the Jedi Twi'lek.
Oh, yeah. It's not Isla Secure.
Is it
Isla Secure?
It is Isla.
Yeah, at the end of Revenge of the Sith.
Yeah, because we see her in Order 66.
R.I.P. another Twi'lek.
So we do see a few Twi'leks around, but they've always been more there just to add like an alien entity. We've never really gotten to know them.
Yeah.
And we really get to know them in this episode and the next episode. And particularly we get to know some of the politics of what's going on Ryloth. They've just had such a raw deal as a species. There was epic slavery going on before, you know.
Yeah.
And then they were just used as disposable pawns in this war.
Yeah.
I think what's worse with the Twi'lek story is as you get further into the Clone Wars, they do the other slavery arc.
Yeah.
I mean, obviously it's a kid's show, but it is hinting at why Twi'leks in particular are being people trafficked, which I was just like, again, it's
bold.
They hint at these things on a very low level, but you know, us grown-ups watching it can pick up these things. So I find that really sad, and I think you get it in a lot of the books as well. It's kind of confirmed that Twi'leks were generally sold as sex slaves.
Yeah.
I feel it's why Hera is so much of an icon. Like how we're so invested in her as a character.
Yeah.
She is the survivor, the changer. She's so awesome. Can't wait to do Rebels.
The thing I find with Hera, though, is I find she's kind of shed a lot of the culture, though.
Yeah.
Because she doesn't have the accent. We only ever hear her speak in Twi'lek a few times when she's on Ryloth. So, she's almost shed everything, which I wonder if she's done that deliberately because she did want a different outcome. And I also love the fact they picked her to be green.
Yeah.
Because most people, when they think of a green Twi'lek, will think Ula, who is pretty much helpless.
Yeah.
And then they chose to make Hera green.
Yeah.
So I thought that was a good choice. They could have picked any other colour. Yeah. But it was nice to just have her say, you know, this could have been Ula's story if Ula had had the same opportunities.
Yeah. Wow, yeah, I thought of that. That's amazing. Oh my gosh.
Lots of stuff going on. Honourable mentions for this episode before we move on.
Yeah.
My honourable mentions are Tactical Droid laughing.
Oh my gosh. TX20. He's even got a name. He has a name.
He knows about Obi-Wan. He's like, file on him.
Get me the files.
He's a deceptive.
Get me the Obi-Wan files.
I love the fact that they can all just download a file on like any Jedi. I mean, how cool would that be? Wikipedia sort of up on the cloud.
That's clever as well, being able to,
As a droid, I love how he's just not having it with Wat Tambor at all. Like, Wat Tambor is trying to tell him what to do, and he's like, nope. I'm just going to carry on with my own plan. Be.
We also get to see some B1s scrubbing floors and hating it.
Yes.
That was my favourite line. Yeah, this is about the worst job. So good. B1s just continue to bring me all of the joy. I don't remember them being so awesome the first time I watched Clone Wars, but this rewatch, they're really hitting me. I love them.
They usually are the ones with the one-liners. And it's almost unfair because you always think, no, it's normally Kenobi being sassy or like Anakin giving attitude. But no, B1 droids, you've really got to listen to what they have to say because they're funny.
They are really funny. It's the episode before where they suddenly realise there's no one in charge and they're like, what's the deal here? What do we do? What do we do?
I wrote down, I think it's in the next episode.
Yeah, it's in the next episode. They're like mourning RB551.
Yeah. They were basically slagging off an old droid.
Older model, yeah.
They're like, we're not the older model.
This is rubbish.
They're like, we don't follow orders. Like,
I love that they put that in because I think it was a few episodes ago we were talking about why is it that this droid control ship got blown up, but the B1s carried on working and making decisions and stuff.
Yeah.
Because they're not controlled by central computer anymore.
Yeah. But no, the line was, not us, we're independent thinkers. And then they all go, Roger, 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 Roger.
Oh, they do comedy so well.
That's just such a good line.
I'll tell you what, everybody talks about D. Bradley Baker, and fair play, he is incredible. And I meant to pick him out in the last episode. There was like loads of radio chatter going on the bridge of the cruiser, and like he just does such a brilliant job of filling out the world of the clones and his individual clones and everything. He's brilliant. We're going to talk about him endlessly, especially when we get to the Bad Batch. But Matt Wood, who does the B1s, and he does Grievous as well. Like the B1s have all got the same voice. He hasn't got the same like freedom that D. Bradley has got to go and do all of those different clones. He's having to do B1s, always they're the same B1s, but he just brings so much like comedy to their performance. Good. Yeah, and you do start feeling for them at times as well.
Yeah.
When they get driven into a corner.
Isn't he the same guy that does Perry the Platypus?
I don't know, very probably.
Yeah.
Because I'm just thinking, if he can do that with no line, he just does that, I don't know, the weird platypus noise. That's all he does. But he can put enough emotion into it to make it sassy or make it...
Yeah.
I've got a good feeling it's him. I have to have Google, but I'm sure he is the platypus. That's the level of skill we got. No one-liners, but still funny.
Still funny. Still got all these. So good.
Yeah, it's only really through this rewatch and like digging into the who's who and all of that, because I've always just thought of him as a sound editor or one of those sound jobs. But like discovering how many of the little background voices he's done. And he just gets it. He really gets it. So should we move on? I mean, we could talk on a whole episode about...
Oh my gosh, there's just so much. There's the creatures, there's the
music.
Did we ever find out what the creatures were called?
Yes. I did.
Of course, Branwen's going to tell you, she'll know.
Because I didn't hear them name them. I kept watching it going, I must have missed what they named them. But they were really odd looking.
Oh, well, they're called Gut Kerr. She calls them Gut Kerr.
Oh, it's what Numa calls them.
Yeah,
and that's what they're called.
The name they've been given. Yeah.
Cool. Yeah.
Carnivorous insectoids.
Ooh. Obi-Wan has an incredible... That again, it's the creature charming thing. I like it.
Yeah.
He's on it.
He leads them all
up. It's just his presence, isn't it? Everyone's kind of in awe of Kenobi when he's there.
Yeah.
Very heroic. Very heroic.
So good.
I love the end of the episode where like Numa's clinging to him and he's trying to cover her eyes. And then all of the villagers come out to attack. And he's there trying to shield her from it, and she's like, "No, I'm watching. This is fine."
That's as they're pulling the tactical droid apart, which is also great.
Yeah, those tactical droids, they're going to end up with their heads off at some point.
They all have their heads ripped off. Yeah.
Before we do leave, I do want to talk a bit about the music. There was some beautiful flute themes for Numa. I think it was Indian flute, like a bansuri or something. I'm not sure.
Sounded like it.
But there was also like this other theme that they used for her, and I don't know whether it was specifically for Numa or maybe for Ryloth in general. Yeah, with this sort of like vibraphony, glassy thing. I don't know if it was a synth or a vibraphone, but it's
thought that was the Ryloth theme and the flute was Numa's theme. But
I feel like you're right. Yeah, which would make sense. I mean, she's definitely flute, and the way that develops, it starts off as like a very simple flute melody with not much else going on. But then as the episode develops, it gets more orchestrated and bigger as we get more attached to her.
Yeah.
I think there's a moment where they find the Tuca Cat toy in the rubble.
Yes.
And she goes to wax her, like she gets a hug for the first time, and then Boyle gets a hug as well. And that's where the music really kind of...
Yeah, it comes in. I mean, again, they're so good at playing on the emotion of that episode. I think any grown-up seeing that just knows how tragic that tale is.
Yeah.
But then wait until we see her later. Her story arc is incredible.
Yeah. Lush. So, Liberty.
Liberty on Ryloth. Yeah.
Yes.
Who has a favourite character for Liberty on Ryloth?
Oh, this one was hard. This was harder for me. But I have gone Mace Windu.
Yeah, same. Mace Windu. I'm sorry, the opening sequence, again, that needs to be in live action. He's just so cool. Yeah, it's just absolutely, the whole episode, like Mace Windu is just kind of battling in style. I don't know what else you can call it.
Yeah.
I feel like we were all waiting for this episode, having watched the prequels. It's like we knew we were going to get one at some point.
And this is it. Who did you go for, Branwen?
I went for Cham Syndulla.
That was my second choice,
It's our first kind of introduction to him, and we get to see him loads ongoing beyond the Clone Wars as well. She's got a very interesting arc that takes many twists and turns. And this is such an origin point for Rebels, this episode, I feel like.
I always see this one as like Rebels lore almost, you know? He could have been such a throwaway character. So to have that thread from Rebels that can go all the way back to Series 1 of Clone Wars. Again, the writing is incredible. I'd love to be in that writer's room. Just see how they literally pull all these threads together. It's just beautiful.
Yeah. Nice.
Henry Gilroy talked about how Mace it was just a beautiful opportunity, as you've just both picked him, as a powerful warrior, but also as a negotiator, the way he works with Cham through the episode and takes some chances, but it all comes good, obviously.
He's just unbelievably cool, and that's not fair. Leave some coolness for the rest of us. Please.
You kind of think he's colleagues with Kenobi, yet he can still outstyle him whenever he shows up. You know, it's just absolutely just aura farms.
We get to see him riding on an ATRT, which now, having watched Mandalorian and Grogu, we've got this new kind of appreciation of them.
Having seen Mandalorian and Grogu at the IMAX, I'm going, no, I want to see Mace Windu do this now. And then with the Bergs as well. Because I mean, even if you are a droid, you're going to be terrified seeing that coming at you.
There's like one shot of them marching on, and there's like ATTs, the ATRTs and Blurgs, and the whole dialogue between the Resistance Ryloth people and the clones, and like comparing rides. And you know you're then going to see some clones on Blurgs.
It's good-natured banter, isn't it? But again, it kind of grounds it in realism, because you know that would happen. You've got these professionally trained soldiers with essentially like insurgents. And they're like, no, we've got the right equipment. You're like on a farm animal. I mean, essentially that's like riding a cow into battle. And they're like, what are you doing? So you could understand, you fully understand where the clones are coming from. But at the same time, the twi'leks they just make it look cool. So
they do. Blurgs are always going to be really close to my heart. I love them.
Again, I think seeing Mando, Series 1 at Mando, we got to know the Blurgs quite well, didn't we? So now I look at them completely differently when I see them in the animated series.
Have you either of you seen Ewoks Battle for Endor?
No.
It's an 80s movie. There were two Ewok movies, one called Caravan of Courage.
I've seen the Caravan of Courage.
The sequel to that is Battle of Endor, which is even more outlandish and haywire. And Blurgs are in it. This is where Blurgs were originally on the Endor moon, and they're like stop motion animation, and it's actually pretty cool, like considering this was kind of mid 80s or even before that. I can't remember exactly, I think 84, 85ish, but that's their origin story.
I love a Blurg. Like, I've got really attached to Banthas as well. I'm really attached to Banthas, really attached to Blurgs. It's because I'm a horse girl, isn't it? This is what the problem is.
Basically.
I was attached to Banthas until my husband brought me some Star Wars candles, but they were all weird scents, and one of them was Bantha smell. So I no longer want to ride a Bantha. I really don't. I would compare it to a Wookiee in Comic-Con at 35 degrees. It's not a nice smell.
I mean, that kind of tracks for me as well. I used to ride horses a lot when I was a kid, and then I'd go to London to visit my aunt, and I could have not been near a horse for like 2 weeks, and she'd still be like, "You stink of horse!" And like every single time, I'm like, I haven't been anywhere near horses for ages. No. But that's just what I smelled like, apparently. But I spent enough time around them that I always smelled of horse.
I smell like a bantha.
So I understand that banthas would also smell. That makes complete sense to me.
Especially on Tatooine.
I was going to say, like, a desert planet, and they've just got so much hair. Like...
But no, it was the funniest gift ever. You think scented candles, lovely. But it was like inside an X-Wing. And again, that kind of just smelled of sweat and leather. So I don't know who these are the perfect gift for. Not a Star Wars fan that you like, I think.
That's so funny.
I'm going to have to go and research these. I just, out of curiosity.
I know they were sold in HMV because I then went back to smell them to make sure like mine weren't broken.
They went off.
I've got
make sure yours were normal.
No, they all did smell that because the other one smelled of blue milk, which again, I can go sniff that in my fridge if I could get the milk.
That's so foul.
Incredible.
So yeah, we do get some cool merchandise under UK license. Candles you'd never want to light.
Oh my gosh. No, I don't like it. In this episode, we've had this before, and we've asked this question before. The B1s are using binoculars. Why? They're droids. Why do they need to use them? What's going on? Can we not program them to be able to do that?
It's something my kids pointed out because they went, would they not just have like a zoom in their eyes? Like they've not got real eyes, so why are they using them?
So what's going on?
I'm assuming, and this is just my headcanon, and I'm sure I'll get told it's completely wrong. I'm wondering if they're like thermal ones, so maybe they can zoom, but they don't have like thermal or like equivalent to some sort of night vision where it would pick up on things that they can't pick up on. But then
interesting.
They need to upgrade the droids.
Yes,
clearly. Carry binoculars. They need to be built with the tech.
Because then they fight over them as well. They're like, hey, give me a go. Like, you're just putting your B1s in danger by...
I'm guessing, like, when the Geonosians designed them, there were two aspects. One is just, like, keep them as simple and light as possible.
Good point.
Because they knew they're going to be a disposable soldier at the end of the day. And, from a cost point of view as well, just don't bother to put all that tech in. Just give them basic photoreceptors. And they can see what they need to see.
And one pair of binoculars between
to share.
Save on cost.
Exactly. We've solved it. We've solved it. Love it.
It was expensive.
Speaking of disposable battle droids, there's the one on the plasma bridge.
Yeah.
And it's like, is setting up the stakes for later on. But sorry, B1, you've got to demonstrate the stakes to us. So you just...
Well, he didn't have Mace Windu there, did he? To like force lift. I mean...
Oh my God,
it's
that
like,
moment.
Can you even force lift, bro? It was like...
Yeah. The sound design, like they took away all the music and stuff and the sound.
Oh my gosh. Yeah.
It's like a weird silence thing. It's not really silence, but it's like, how do we portray silence?
It's like they suck the sound out.
Yeah.
So the force is present.
Yeah.
It's a weird drop because it's all been very dramatic.
Yeah.
And so, but yeah.
There was a great Filoni quote in the behind the scenes. He said, "We're inside the focus of his mind."
Yeah. Oh, nice. Yeah, that makes sense.
That's lush.
And he's like, he's so zoomed in that he's not hearing anything. Oh gosh, you wouldn't want to be inside my mind. It's really loud in here.
Can we have a sound like design thing of your mind?
You want the sound design of my mind?
Yeah.
You've probably heard it.
Mine would be the same. Too many tabs open. Just constant noise.
We're blue screening in here a lot of the time, actually.
Maybe that's why I can't use the force.
Yeah.
I'm not a quiet enough mind.
But we've got this whole beautiful bit where we're witnessing the twi'leks dancing and
we're
juxtaposing that with droids literally committing war crimes while we've got this kind of like celebration going on, and Shams and Douglas talking about they need this because it's stressful living the way we do, and you're like, obviously.
Again, they're trying to keep their traditions and everything, their identity that has been stripped away. You know, they've lost their planet piece by piece. So there's one little thing that they can do that just kind of, like you said, it gets rid of the stress, but it's also giving you something normal, something happy, joyful.
Yeah.
I'm only disappointed we didn't see Numa again in this episode because I felt like we connect with her so much. Even if it had just been a passing shot that you saw her with her family, I need to know again. I really
that
need
would have
to
been
know.
amazing.
We saw other Twi'lek children though, didn't we?
We did see, and there was a little girl, isn't there? At the end, who's then like part of, I guess you could call it like a parade that they do at the end.
Yeah.
But again, really, the fact they chose to animate her and make her look malnourished. You know, they're bold choices when you're making something, you know, it's going to be shown on a kids channel, because this started out on what, Cartoon Network, wasn't it?
Yeah,
originally?
I think so. Yeah.
So I mean, I don't know how I would sell this to the execs. Be like, oh, by the way, we're going to wrap up the series and focusing on children in war. You know what I mean? It's like
it's wild.
It is really, really wild.
Yeah, because this is early on as well. Because often with shows, you know, that have multiple seasons, you can gradually get more into the weeds as you go along.
Yeah,
but this is season one still.
Starting off with the Clone Wars movie, introducing Ahsoka as a child soldier. But everyone seems to forget that very quickly because she is wiser than her years. But then I think we'd all be that clever if we had Master Yoda, you know, to give us all that knowledge. That's all they do in the Jedi Temple. They've been prepared for this. But yes, seeing children and watching my children watch it when they were similar ages, not much older than Numa and the other little Twi'lek girl that we see. And they're also getting it and realizing, you know, what a horrible, horrible thing this is. So it's teaching you empathy without, you know, making you lift a finger, isn't it? It's very, very clever.
Yeah, it is really clever.
There was a beautiful aspect to that where, I say beautiful, it's not beautiful at all, it's pretty horrific, but there's like the aspect of seeing this particular campaign from the Republic's point of view, there's like a hollow conversation earlier on in the episode with Mace and Palpatine's there, and Yoda and Yularen and Orn Fritar, the senator from Ryloth who's on Coruscant.
He's on Coruscant,
And there's a sequence where Cham's talking to them and he says something about, so glad you could join us from comfortable Coruscant. Which again is this sort of how war is played out and like who's on the front line.
They're like in a cave almost, aren't they? Where the rebels are hiding out. They've had to leave everything behind. But it's such a juxtaposition. The fact this is his home planet, he's still choosing to be on Coruscant and be away from this. And it happens, without getting too political, it happens in the real world, doesn't it? You have the leaders that are never on these battlefields. They're not the ones that are having to suffer the repercussions of their wars.
I did note down that this is a very kind of politics heavy episode. And again, I didn't watch this as a kid. I'm watching it now. I'm watching this at 33. Thank you. And I can conceptualize all that now, but like, I wonder how much of that goes in as a child, really. Again,
my kids are grown up on Star Wars, and I've always said, you know, Star Wars always is political, whether you choose to take those things on board. But I like to think my kids are empathetic and caring and engaged in what's happening in the real world. And I like to think that links back to Star Wars, because if you grow up rooting for the rebels, we should be fighting for injustice wherever we see it.
Yeah, exactly.
That's the closest we're going to get to joining the rebellion. So that's where we should be, isn't it?
That's where we should be on it,
I never fancied being in the Empire. Grey's not my colour.
Grey's not my colour.
Parenting done right is happening. I love it.
Definitely. I do remember those conversations, though. I do remember the whys, because I did a lot of Star Wars with my mum. That was who was into it. And And I remember asking a lot of questions, and she had some really, like, she would explain things in like a child-friendly way. So yeah, I do remember having those conversations.
There's the current joke that goes around, isn't it? Like, how did a war start with a trade blockade? And we're like, if we go to 2026.
Yeah, let's have a think about this. Yeah.
Like mapping Star Wars back through the last 50 years and watching how the storytelling in it has changed as the world has changed and wars have changed, and, which is, I guess, what Dr. Chris Kemshaw's book, The Rise and Fall of the Galactic Empire, which we're desperately trying to get him on the pod. I'm a third of the way through. It's a big read. It's a lot because he's written it as a historian, and the parallels, like, it's very difficult to not talk about the parallels, really, from Lucas's original vision of why he made Star Wars in the first place.
George wrote it in, didn't he? He literally pulled from history and real world experiences, and then Filoni has carried that through to Clone Wars, through to Rebels. It's really hard, I think, if you're politically engaged and switched on, not to go, oh, that's like that, and that's what's happening here. So hopefully it teaches people empathy, and that makes the world a better place. We need more Star Wars.
So we have a little Trojan horse style thing going on here as the plan.
They have to get into the
bridge.
capital. Go across the bridge.
So they Trojan horse it by getting inside one of those things, because Wat Tambor is so focused on, I'm going to steal all of the treasure before I leave. So he's got this kind of epitome of like colonizer greed, really.
He kind of reminds me of sort of a medieval villain, like if it was a sheriff of Nottingham or someone busy like looting the tower, knowing that his end is inevitable, but I'm going to get out of here as rich as possible and then die. So very interesting, because I also saw him he's more droid-like. So it was funny to see him with like a human instinct of greed. That was
to the point where the tactical droid is like, no, I'm leaving you here.
And the tactical droid is like, I have no interest in that. Bye.
He says, start my ship. Wat Tambor is a fool. And then just goes.
I didn't know the tactical droids could even do that. That's like very
but he did the calculations, didn't he? He's clearly gone. There's no point looting. We just need to go. That's for another time. Just leave.
Wild. What an episode.
What a great episode. What a great trilogy of episodes. Introduction to Ryloth, loads of amazing storytelling and lots of origin stories.
I love that this 3-episode arc is like, we're with the Jedi at each point, but we're with a different Jedi at each point. Which is just
and the styles are so different as well, which we do see in the prequel trilogy. But when you're doing this as a cartoon, it would be so easy to be like, right, we'll be with a Jedi, we'll be with clones, and it's just battle and then some moral resolution at the end. But they really think through all of these battles and how different they are depending who is the commanding Jedi. Cool. I love it when they do a back-to-back episode. There's quite a lot of filler in Clone Wars, which needs to be there because it does build on something, but normally a lot later. But when they do these like mini arcs, I think they're perfect. But for me, I would have ended on this episode.
It's really odd to have this one as a finale.
Oh, I love this as a finale.
Let's talk about it. I mean, like at first I think I was like thinking, what is this doing here? But then as the episode evolved, I'm like, actually, again, it's another introduction, isn't it? A big introduction.
It's a huge introduction. I got excited. I like bounty hunters.
I think like George's plan for his Star Wars Underworld live action, which is the last thing he was thinking of doing when he decided to sell. This is almost like an iteration of that. Like, if we can't have that, then let's have this, because this starts to get into that in a big way. And it has sown the seeds for loads and loads of other stuff.
Absolutely.
Also, completely bold move to be like, okay, this is the last episode. It's 25 minutes long. Have like a dozen new characters that we haven't seen before.
Well, and they are new characters. So this is the first appearance of Cad Bane. Which,
wild.
Who knew he was going to become an instant fan favourite? I mean, Cad Bane's like iconic.
Yes.
And then they throw in Aura Singh, who we only saw Boona Eve. You know, I think she was up on a rock with some binoculars or something.
Yeah, just a little background. Yeah.
And now she's, you know, this master mercenary.
Yeah.
So what a fantastic introduction.
So good.
But also giving us like recap of some of the new people we've met in season 1, like Zero and some of the senators. I'm trying to remember the Rhodian senator's name. Can't remember. Anyway.
Oh, and something far.
Uncle Ono.
Yeah. Uncle Ono. Uncle Ono is what
Uncle Ono. Yeah, and having Bale as well. And just these are all the people that you've met over the last 21 episodes. Let's have them in this one story together with Padme.
Yeah.
And
Anakin and new people.
Yeah.
Okay, so favourite characters?
Zero, obviously.
You're the biggest Zero stan.
I love Zero. Zero's incredible. He's the bitchiest bitch that ever bitched. He's so good.
They stripped back Zero. They took away his little headdress and his other accessories.
He's a prisoner, though.
Yeah, I think they talked about giving him some prison tattoos, but they were like, "No, we can't.
He's already
we can't do that to Zero."
Covered in tattoos, anyway.
They should have had him in the prison gym. He could have come out all like buff, couldn't
he? Anyway,
I went with Aura Singh. I was so shocked by how diabolical she is. She
is cutthroat.
Yeah,
absolutely cutthroat.
I think she outdoes everybody.
Yeah.
I can't. How about you, Amanda? Who did you pick?
I was torn between Cad Bane or Aura Singh. I would probably lean more to Cad Bane just because he's just so cool.
I mean, he's also diabolical.
Yeah, but if you grew up with Westerns, I just kind of think you've got to have a soft spot for him.
Do you know, we met a Cad Bane cosplayer at Force Fest and I was instantly terrified, but also really attached.
He was lovely.
He was so nice.
Yeah, no, there is one going around. I've never seen him with his face off ever.
Yeah, no, he didn't take it off all day and it was sweltering.
But quite often when I'm Fennec, I'll get a few pictures with him. But yeah, in person, he is generally quite terrifying. Yeah, I'm not fazed by Vader.
Oh.
Yeah.
And quite often you will see like Inquisitors. And I mean, my garrison has got some very like stern Imperial members and stormtroopers. But yeah, they don't faze me. But that Cad Bane generally takes me back to being about 5. And I find him utterly terrifying. So...
Oh, he's lovely.
He's doing his job.
He's so...
I got the feeling he is such a nice guy, though.
He's probably absolutely lovely.
I showed him a message because I took a photo with him and sent it to my friend Mary, who loves Cad Bane, and she messaged back saying, "Oh, that's 2 of my favourite people." So I showed him the message, and it was like,
you and Cad Bane.
See, bounty hunters are scary, though. I mean, I've made children cry being Fennec unintentionally. Because I try not to smile, just keep very sort of poker face.
Yeah.
Might do a bit of like a raised eyebrow. But yeah, there's been times where I've walked the con floor and little kids just looked at me and gone,
That's the aim, though, surely.
And I thought, do you know what? At least I'm doing this right.
Yeah. That's so
I always
good.
check and go, no, I haven't got anyone behind me who's more terrifying. It is
you, yeah.
But to be fair, my rifle is almost as tall as me. So see me walk in the con floor with that, I can understand people getting scared.
Oh gosh,
I'd forgotten that Cad Bane is based on Lee Van Cleef. That was Lucas's original thing. It's like, we want Lee Van Cleef from The Good, Bad and the Ugly, but a Duros. The blue.
Yeah, I love how he just picks pop culture references and just like, but we're going to completely switch it up, make it different. Brilliant.
Yeah, and I hadn't also realised, again, behind the scenes thing, that he's got this sort of like breathing apparatus he's got. I've always thought it's some kind of to do with Duros anatomy, but then like we've seen other Duros without it. But it's to protect himself from force choking from the Jedi. It's like specifically an anti-Jedi.
It's like an anti-choke mechanism.
Interesting. Yeah. Okay.
I used to think, because like you used to see like cowboys with cigars and stuff. I used to wonder if it was more like a vape.
Yeah.
You know, like he was somehow piping a bit like Saw Gerrera, like he had pipes there for
the gas.
He's just huffing Rhydon the entire time.
Smell the gas.
Yeah.
Wild.
Starship fumes.
I mean, Cad Bane, I could see him like doing this as like a strategy against Jedi, but then being like, oh, of course, I can just pump.
I can just pump essentially
whatever I want through this.
Into me. We always see him with like a toothpick, which is quite iconic.
Yeah.
Instead of the little cigar.
Yeah, I did just think maybe it was because we did always see them with either chewing tobacco or smoking something. Maybe that was what it was. But no, anti-choke device, who knew?
That's great.
It's clever.
Who knew? And actually, why aren't they everywhere? If they're available.
You should be patenting that and getting it.
I mean, if he made that himself, he needn't have become a bounty hunter. I think a lot of people would have brought one.
Half the Imperial army would. Nervous about Vader?
All the Imperial officers sat there with their new
choke device.
Not today, Vader.
Yeah, he's got jet boots as well, or rocket boots, which again, we don't see them in this episode, but I think we do in future episodes, which again is an anti-Jedi thing. Yeah. It's a bit like the Mandos, their armor is all that anti-Jedi.
Yeah.
So he's doing his own version of that.
Clever. Cool. Yeah. So this is a completely wild episode in that we've got this massive group of bounty hunters breaking in to take Senate hostages to release Zero. And you're like, how can Zero possibly have, apart from money, it's a big bounty.
I feel like this could have been a prison break episode instead, because it would have been harder, surely, to take Senate security out than prison security, you would think.
Well, the prison looked like it was guarded by similar droids.
Yeah, the same. Isn't it the blue commandos? Which are humans, like we met Argaius the other week.
Yeah.
So they're sort of like, they're not clones, but they're like Coruscanti military types. Yeah. I feel like it probably would be similar. I don't know. There's this thing, Dave Filoni was talking about it. Does Palpatine know what is going on here? And he didn't answer the question. Like he just sowed that seed, and I wrote "intrigue confirmed" in capital letters.
I did wonder that. Yeah,
I want Palpatine to go on the traitors, right?
Put
him on the traitors. Make him a traitor. He would be amazing. No one would know. He would always win the money. But I feel like he does know, because there's never any panic.
Yeah.
He's always a case of,
He's
no.
always calm.
But he stays calm throughout. And a lot of people would be like, oh, that's just his personality type. But I just think you have to know.
So with that in mind, throwing that into the mix, that question of Palpatine and is he doing this? This is much more of a spectacle in a way. If you've got a bunch of senators from key Republic worlds who are then in this precarious situation, that is so Palpatine. Build the drama, build the hype. It's like optics.
I also thought it's just a flex, isn't it?
I almost feel like he would have hired those bounty hunters to see if they could do it, rather than the prison break, which probably would have been easier.
Yeah.
Make it more dramatic, make it more mystery. But then he's almost, thinking ahead who he can recruit.
Yeah, what he's going to, because he's got stuff for Cad Bane to do.
Exactly. So I think this is almost like a job interview. And that's why there's so many of them. It's a bit like when we have the episode where they have that bounty hunter assault course. The only thing I can I don't know how I should call it, but they all go in, because doesn't Kenobi have to shave his head and he becomes someone else?
Yeah, when he's undercover.
He goes in undercover. So I feel like this is Palpatine literally just having an extreme. This is the third round of the job interview. You want the jobs later. You need to break into the Senate.
Can you break into the Senate? Can you release this prisoner or negotiate the release of this prisoner? Well,
and they absolutely do. They smash it.
They do. They're such a team. It's such a cool. All of it is cool because they're just. They best Anakin instantly. Admittedly, he doesn't have his lightsaber, but also they just overrun him, essentially.
Yeah.
Can I just say, I really don't like Anakin in this episode. I feel like he's gaslighting Padme a lot.
Yeah, we're back to like Attack
you
of the
need
Clones.
to have a holiday.
Yeah.
I wrote down that's a relatable argument. I've had that one with my partner many times about like, I literally have to work. If you want this roof over our head, we have to work.
It's like his like binary thing. Is it more important the way you feel about me? You know, just like emotional blackmail.
No.
And the points I'm like, keep that lightsaber, but like put it somewhere he would never find it. And then he'll have to go back to Kenobi and be like, I've lost my heart. But yeah, no, I really don't like him from the get-go of this episode. Just the way he talks to Padme,
it's not nice.
No, red flag, love. Bin him. Bin him.
I did laugh out loud at, wow, it's heavier than I thought. When she takes the lightsaber. I'm like, come on, Padme. Just stop playing his game.
Stop it.
Also, can I just say, Padme putting a whole lightsaber up her sleeve? We know her outfits are amazing, but who thought tailoring could do that?
That is quite impressive.
Because I mean, how did that work? She must have had her hand on it, but then that would have looked weird because her hand wouldn't have been out of her sleeve. So I want to know if she has special like lightsaber pockets
in her sleeves. Kind of makes sense, I guess. I had a question. Why do the clones break into Palpatine's office? Is it just to check if he's okay? Because they like really dramatically break through the windows at one point and come in and they're like, oh my God, is everything all right? And he's like, yeah, I'm fine.
I'm just sat here watching it all on the monitor.
Watching it happen. Yeah.
I think it was just like the mid kind of siege situation.
Yeah.
I can't actually remember what the reason was.
The clones are like, they're coming in to try and save the senators, but they instantly go for the one that's not being held.
Maybe they thought he was the target. Maybe you would assume the fact you've got these elite bounty hunters.
Because Cad Bane's already taken off who he wants at that point to go and get Zero.
Yeah.
Maybe it's just the clones being slightly too late, but... But then they also... Cad Bane does leave Palpatine there, so maybe there is a...
He's 100%. He's in... he's already in the mix. Yeah.
I love the Helios duo. What are they? The two droids, 3D and 3E.
Oh, yeah. They got names like the IG, with the fancy paint jobs. One of them's got like white kind of... He's the one that doesn't make it, I think.
Yeah.
The white diagonal stuff across him.
Helios 3D and Helios 3E.
Yeah. They're pretty serious, those assassin droids. You do not want to mess with them.
No, exactly.
No, not at all.
No, the character that always makes me laugh in this one is the fish bounty hunter.
The little fish guy,
Robanino.
Yeah. He reminds me of Ed the Duck from Marvel. I can't...
So like it.
I think it's because his fins look like the quiff and then he's got the fish lips that look like the beak. But I can't unsee it. And so in my head, I'm like Ed the Duck's now in that universe.
His whole vibe is like Ed the Duck, like the way he talks and moves and everything. Cad Bane calls him Bubble Brain. I think, which is really lush. But again, he's very efficient. He does his job.
I love his voice. He's got
his voice is wild.
Yeah. I love the fact they always add that kind of weird, funny character, Jess. That kind of breaks... Even though they're doing something quite serious and he was still quite formidable, it's fun to watch.
Funny.
It's the cartoon vibe. It's to remind you it's a cartoon. It's not too serious, guys, honest.
We're all okay. It's everything's
fine. It's only a kidnap plot and a jailbreak, but other than that.
But it ends with Zero being free again.
And coming out complaining. That's what I love about Zero. He's like such a diva. He's always like, oh, the sun's too bright. And it's like, you're out of prison.
Why couldn't we do this at night when it's cooler?
This is why I love it.
But I'm sure we're going to get to see him. Well, we are getting to see him again. We're getting to see Cad Bane again.
Oh my gosh. So exciting.
We've finished season 1 of the Clone Wars.
Goodness. What a ride.
They said it couldn't be done. We did it in 5-6 episodes, I think, of podcasting.
That's incredible.
Which is pretty ridiculous. 5. Well, 6 if you include the movie.
Yeah, we've done it.
So fun. Amanda, thank you so much for coming on and bringing such cool insights.
Yes.
Like, it's just so good to talk to somebody else with a brilliant Star Wars brain. So thank you.
It's nice being able to chat Star Wars.
Yeah.
It is, because I can't do this at work. They go, what?
Well, we hope you'll come back because we've got more Clone Wars to talk about. We want to talk to you about cosplay if you're up for that at some point.
Yeah, no, absolutely.
Love to talk about cosplay.
Yeah.
Speaking of, we're going now, we finished season 1, we're going into 2 episodes of Journeys into Wild Space, we've got a couple of very wild ones coming up. Next week, if you want to play along, listener, then you need to go and watch a film called Logan's Run from the mid-70s, which we talked about ages ago on the podcast. It's come up a few times. It came up when we were talking about Guns for Hire in Mando Season 3, because that's very Logan's Run. It's an amazing vintage sci-fi film, and you need to go watch it. That's what we're covering next week with another couple of guests.
Yay!
And then we'll tell you what's coming the week after that when we do that.
We're not going to tell you about that yet.
It's too soon. But so go watch Logan's Run. Come back next week. Follow us on all the things. We're on Insta. We're on TikTok. We're getting a few new TikTok followers. We're getting a few new subscribers on YouTube. I forgot to shout out.
We're going to have a shout out now.
We got a shout out, Chris Coaster 1 on YouTube.
Woo!
Thank you for your little comment.
Yeah.
Thank you for following us.
Yeah.
And Amanda, where can people find you on the socials?
Oh, you can find me at Postcards from Scarif on Instagram and TikTok. Or you can follow me on Fulcrum Fashions, because I still post a few Star Warsy bits over that. So.
Nice.
Cool.
Go do that. Lovely.
We'll see you next week for Logan's Run.
Yay!
See you soon. Bye.
Bye.